Wednesday, the 8th of October, 2025. Good morning, everyone. This morning's devotional is a reading from Philippians chapter 4, reading verses 6 and 7, and they read, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus." If you are feeling overwhelmed or confused about a decision that you are trying to make, you are probably caught up in yourself and not God's voice. 1 Corinthians chapter 14 verse 33 reminds us that God is not a God of disorder, but a God of peace. He is not the author of confusion. So if you're feeling confused, guess what? It's not God's voice that's speaking into your life. If you are a parent, would you want your children to feel pressure and confused when you ask them to do something? Well, obviously not. You want them to understand what to do and then respond in obedience. And God the Father wants the same thing from us. The only time pressure could be legitimate in your life is if God has told you to do something and you keep on saying no. Then the pressure builds. But there's always peace when you say yes to what God is asking you to do. Why? Because God walks with you. He supplies all you need and He encourages you along the journey. He's not going to say to you, pack your bags and off you go and leave you on your own. He is with you. Satan wants to drive us compulsively, but God, on the other hand, wants to draw us compassionately. Satan wants to take advantage of our compulsions and use them to drive our lives. But God is our good shepherd. He wants to draw us to Himself and peace. Listen to this now. 90% of what God says to you is encouragement. I'll say that again. 90% of what God says to you is encouragement. If you keep hearing negative messages from God, then something is wrong. The wires have been crossed. If you feel like God has told you to do something, but you have increasing anxiety because of it, then the wires are possibly crossed. Something is not right. My dear friends, there's an old song that I grew up with when I was a little boy. It's called "What a Friend We Have in Jesus." And one of the lines goes, "Oh, what peace we often forfeit, all because we do not carry everything to Him in prayer." So always remember not to be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. We need to stop worrying and praying more. May the Lord be with you. May He bless you. May He cause His face to shine upon you and be with you always. Goodbye.